so you can wait for that in your inbox. At this point, I'm gonna go ahead and pass it over to my teammate, Margo Robertson, our Texas-based outreach specialist and all-around farm to school specialist. I'm really excited to hear what she has to share. I think we all know the importance and brilliance of farm to school. It's truly a win-win-win. It's a win for our students, it's a win for farmers, and a win for communities at large. And I'm just so excited for her presentation today, which was going to give a great overview into the world of farm to school, illustrating opportunities for involvement and ways for us to ramp it up together in time for Farm to School Month this October. So with that, I will go ahead and hand it over to Miss Margo.
Thank you so much, Margaret. I really wanted to start out by saying I appreciate everyone coming out and spending their lunchtime with us as we take a little bit of a deep dive into what we can do together as local farmers and schools can unite in a really amazing place. My name is Margo Robertson. I am the Farm to School Specialist with the Common Market Texas. We are a multi-regional food hub located in several states with regional access points in the Mid-Atlantic, in the Southeast, and here in Texas. Before we get started, I would love to get to know who is here. Please let us know who you are, your organization, your school, and where in the world you're chiming in from. But first things first, and I wanted to take a moment and thank all of you for the incredible work that you have done to support our children during the pandemic. Thank you for feeding our kids. We recognize that school food service and school food teams are some of the hardest working people out there. You guys have been dedicated to feeding our kids, and you have shown so much innovation in keeping not only our students, but their families fed during a global pandemic. We're thankful for you, and we are grateful for our educators and our farm to school champions for keeping this work a priority. Now, we would love to know a little bit more about the people who are attending today, and we will have a poll here in just a moment. And we want to know, what does your current farm to school involvement look like? Are you a local champion who is getting to know all your local farmers and getting great potatoes into your cafeterias? Are you just getting your feet wet, learning a little bit more, or is this brand new, but you are super stoked about October? Take the poll. We would love to know who you're chatting with, and let us know. Now, while we are waiting for the poll to populate, I would love to go over the agenda just to give us a little bit of an idea of where we are going and just a quick overview of today. First thing we're going to talk about is going local. Who, why, and how? Those are some really big questions when you start working in getting local food into your cafeterias and beyond. We are going to get hyped for Farm to School Month. October is around the corner. This is happening, people. This is not a drill. We are also going to look at some of our programming options for integrating into what farm to school could look like for your particular, for your school district and for your organization. And we're also going to get to show some examples of some really cool marketing offerings that we have at the Common Market and talk a little bit about how we as a nonprofit are able to invest that into our school partnerships. And at the end, we would really love to know if you guys have any feedback or questions. We are very pleased, as Margaret mentioned, to have representatives from our different regions to help answer any questions that you have that may be more locally focused. Looks like we have the poll. Wow, this is actually really great. We have a good mix of a little bit of everybody here, some local procurement professionals, some people who are in the middle of the waters, swimming around trying to find a beach, and some people who have just gotten to the ocean. Thank you guys so much. It's really exciting. I think that even if you are somebody who is familiar with local procurement, you might be able to learn something new here at this particular webinar. Just to give you an idea of who, when it comes to local procurement, we have a very particular focus here at the Common Market. Excuse me. The Common Market is, as I mentioned earlier, located in 3 different regions here in the United States: the Mid-Atlantic, based in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania; the Southeast, based in Atlanta; and the Texas chapter based here in Houston. And we're very excited to add that we will be helping facilitate food access in the Midwest with our upcoming opening of our Chicago chapter as well. Saw a couple of thumbs up from the audience. Thank you guys. We're very, very excited to keep making an impact in and around our entire nation. The Common Market, we really do aim to make it easy to connect your school environments to good, fresh, and local food sourced from a network of our family farms. Since 2008, we've worked with over 440 school communities to provide fresh food access to students and to their families. In 2020, we proudly partnered with several districts throughout our regions to bring safe, family-sized farm fresh products to provide a moment of normalcy and nourishment in response to the chaos of the pandemic. We are so honored and proud to be here with you guys today, and we're just gonna keep moving forward, keep it pushing. So now that you know who we are, let's talk about why local. We have seen so many different amazing situations that have come from simply purchasing local food that goes far beyond the cafeteria. And the National Farm to School Network gave us an amazing summary of just some of the returns on that investment. That include more market opportunities for local farmers, producers, and entrepreneurs. It does give a great opportunity to increase the discussion and the involvement of young students' consumption of fruits and vegetables. It supports an equitable community and economic development. This food that is purchased locally actually reinvests into your local economy. It also helps strengthen knowledge and attitude toward agriculture, food, nutrition, and environment. Those are a lot of things that are at the forefront of our mind. As educators, we all know that the investment in keeping those particular notions in a really positive light for our children are incredibly important. There are several perks to being able to work with a local food vendor, and purchasing local has come a long way. No longer are you going to have to seek out individual farms, maybe from a website, and perhaps they might have a way to deliver something to your school, or maybe you have to figure out the logistics. And how are you going to pay them? And what is that going to look like? A lot of those answers can be found in working with a collaborative partnership with a vendor who is focused on procuring local food. Just as a few points to speak to that, I mean, a local vendor does provide access and close relationships to your supply chain, even opportunities to connect your schools directly with the farmers that grow the food that they are going to be enjoying. In that case as well, source identification, which is a priority for the Common Market, is something that we keep literally at the forefront by having every single box labeled with where your food comes from. When it comes to reporting or being able to verify the location of local foods, we know that that is something that is incredibly important, and we want to make sure that it's clear and upfront and accurate. One of the other really, really amazing things is that having a local food vendor provides fail-safes like a food safety or HACCP plan and other third-party certifications, and including other programs, including recall procedures. That is another layer of safety that we can add that assures you as a school district that your students are getting safe, fresh food. Also, you know, we have a lot of our attendees here who are food service management company personnel, and we are very, very happy to say we are an approved vendor for several different food service management companies, and that allows us to be able to integrate into their purchasing with ease. But we love our self-operated districts too. You guys are like super amazing. When we have the opportunity to work with a district who is really paving their own way, we love to be able to help find custom ways to improve that district's view and really help them dive into local procurement as well. And lastly, one of the things that we get to do as a nonprofit is have the bandwidth to invest in things like marketing support. We're going to be able to dive into that a little bit further later on, as well as some of the initiatives statewide that encourage digital and print marketing integrated into your nutrition programs. Sometimes we can feel a little overwhelmed by the notion of purchasing local food. Local procurement has come such a long way, and it is way easier than you think. And here at the Common Market, We have taken great strides to streamline our onboarding and ordering process to make it easy for you as a school district or private school or organization to be able to access this local food and then be able to account with your billing, because we are able to customize all of those facets around your engagement. It's as simple as filling out an application, reviewing the availability list and delivery plans for your particular region, and then either calling or emailing your order with your outreach representative in your region. And that's what gets the food to your door. It's literally a 1, 2, 3 process. And as I said, we know that billing can be a little bit sticky. We are very happy and very malleable in being able to cultivate whatever plan that would look like that would fit best for your school. As we talk about a lot of the different facets of local procurement, we know what's around the corner. School is starting for so many of us, and a lot of us are already in session, battling the battle between hybrid, online, and in-person schooling. Some things don't change. Time marches on, and October is around the corner. It's going to be National Farm to School Month. It's amazing. October is such a great time to celebrate the connections that are happening all over the country between children and local food and the farms. From taste tests in the cafeteria to nutritionally educational activities in the classroom, farm visits, and even school garden harvest parties. It's a wonderful time of year to honor our local farms and connect them to the students who are receiving their wonderful food. But local food goes a lot further than just 1 month a year. We have been so impressed and very, very honored to be involved with several statewide initiatives across all of our regions, including Harvest of the Month in Pennsylvania. And that has been shown to be a really quick and easy way to incorporate seasonal local items into your cafeteria menus. Alabama Farm to School Month has shown just really great opportunities to highlight the storytelling of the partnerships between the school districts and their farms. Even the Texas Department of Agriculture's Texas Farm Fresh Challenge has been such a great way to open doors for school districts who may not have been able to venture into local procurement. And we've seen these relationships absolutely blossom. Now, when we talk about integrating local food into your schools, we talk about that in a variety of different ways. And we're going to touch upon a few of those, both inside the cafeteria and outside the cafeteria. As I mentioned before, we have different programming, including Harvest of the Month features that are not just respective to Pennsylvania. It's, as I said, a really great way to highlight a particular product and to get your foot in the door to get a feel of what local procurement and seasonality looks like for not just your students, but for your field staff workers as well. You can also look at opportunities to have recipe highlights, including like having one tray or dish that is locally focused. And it's something that has been a really great community builder. When people know that the entire tray can be an entire local New Jersey tray or an entire local Georgia tray, it is something that is a very great opportunity to begin a conversation with both staff, students, and parents. We have opportunities to build custom menus for special events or even for a themed week. And everybody's favorite thing is taste testing. I think one of the best moments I've ever had is watching a kindergartner try and figure out why a carrot was purple. And I can absolutely attest to the impact that that had for the conversation in the classroom, using it as a learning tool for the teachers and engaging these kids to eat a purple carrot. Outside of the cafeteria, we've been able to engage with several school districts in very innovative and necessary programming, especially in wake of the pandemic. That includes the Farm Fresh box distribution, as I mentioned earlier, that allows students to take home a pre-packaged family-sized box of fresh local produce that is curated and packed safely at our warehouses. We've been able to engage wraparound service personnel in a very dynamic way because they are very much in tune with the families that are in need, and being able to provide nutritional supplemental support has been incredibly important. It's been also just a personal joy to see the development of culinary and agricultural programs that utilize local food in a sense of having a learning tool. There are so many different ways that we can integrate into the classroom, and these programs have really shown how food can be utilized as a very effective tool to teach skills that would help these particular students excel in the culinary arts and in their agricultural programs by demonstrating financial impact. And lastly, after school programming, here in Texas, we've been very, very fortunate to partner with Elgin ISD, and we have been able to see just this incredible community building growth through having our Farm Fresh boxes go into an after school program that cultivates not only basic kitchen skills, but math opportunities, as well as family and community building opportunities in times of heavy isolation during the pandemic. It's a very remarkable thing when something as ubiquitous as food becomes a tool for community building. We've been really fortunate to work with some amazing partners. We've had partnerships built with Camden City Public Schools in New Jersey. We've been really fortunate to be a provider for St. Pius Private Schools in Atlanta, as well as Austin Independent School District here in Texas. They were able to utilize our Farm Fresh program to provide supplemental nutrition for families in need. And the feedback was amazing. To know that these families were opening boxes of really fresh food when they were not necessarily able to rely on being able to get to the cafeteria to feed their children is something that we as people who want to feed our children well can very much appreciate. And the Austin relationship actually this Farm Fresh food box program blossomed from an initial relationship that came from a bid opportunity that the Common Market Texas won. Because we are a wholesale distributor, all of our regions are able to accommodate large-scale purchasing opportunities like bids, all the way down to small-scale opportunities like independent programming and classroom integration, and everything in between. We were really proud to provide all of the grass-fed beef in 2020 or 2019-2020 school year for Austin ISD, and we are looking forward to being able to keep these amazing collaborative partnerships going. So I mentioned before, we had some really cool stuff as far as marketing goes. It's one of the great things about being a nonprofit organization is we get to invest in our mission. And our mission is to build a sustainable, locally based food system by involving different anchor facets of our communities and a local farm network. And when that happens, there's a lot of stories to be told. And we all know that now we are working in an age where digital communication has become a highlight. And here at the Common Market, we have really taken the opportunity to deep dive into building specific marketing tools and collateral for our school partners. With all of our school partner relationships, we offer a core media package that is standard for each one of those collaborations. And that includes having farmers' profiles with actual beautifully produced pictures of our farmers themselves and the foods they grow and the actual stories of the people behind the products. We also have Harvest of the Month opportunities to highlight different menu items on your line. These display beautifully. They are very easy to put up and they are very easy to integrate onto your line. And they're also pretty great to look at. We also offer tray line cards that are completely customizable that will allow you to really showcase the local products that you are integrating into your menu. And as I said again, all of these materials are our core media package that is standard for all of our school partners and all of our school relationships. We also are able to provide impact numbers. At the end of the calendar year, we distribute customer certificates of support. And as you can see, this is an example from one of our SAGE partners, First Presbyterian Day School, and they are able to clearly and easily report not just to their administration, but communicate to their families and communities as well why sourcing local is important. Local procurement does things like support farm-created jobs, local farms themselves, land for sustainable agricultural practices, as well as the basic purchase of food that is produced locally. All of that money, all of that impact, and all of that return on your investment goes right back into your local area. And I think that is an incredibly powerful tool when you are learning how to step through the world of local procurement, because these numbers matter. As we develop relationships with some of our partners, we have been able to have the opportunity and the bandwidth to create really customized and really cool media pieces that are able to be utilized both digitally and in print. I mentioned earlier some of our statewide initiatives that we've been very proud to partner alongside some of our school districts and participate in. But excuse me, they also have auxiliary requirements such as media marketing or highlighting the items on your line. We are able to make that participation in those programs a very light lift. As we build relationships, we can build collateral that is very customized to your school and to the products that you're utilizing. These are some great examples of partnerships that were developed with some of our bid partners, and we were able to create a lot of really cool things to help tell the story. As those partnerships grow, as I said, it allows us to have space to really delve in and create some really amazing work as far as storytelling goes. Some of these pieces that you see here are for some of our longtime relationships with our school partners. And we are able to send things like large scale, beautifully crafted printed material to your respective school districts, because we're in those buildings all day. And it's really great to have some nice stuff to look at, especially when it actually has something to do with the good that we are doing for our communities and our schools. One of the coolest things that we've been able to do with continuing support from schools like yours is have our farmers create great videos. We have been able to connect a lot of our schools to our farmers directly through this medium, and it has been amazing. And when we have a reciprocal relationship where a school can help provide steady financial trajectory for our farmers, they're able to give back far more than just the food that they are providing. They are able to do things like really connect through videos, through social media with the schools directly. And it is also incredibly important to our farmers when they know that they are growing food for our kids. So here is a sneak peek of one of our videos that we were able to produce with Jeremy Peaches from Fresh Life Organics down south here in Roche, Texas. And I hope you get to enjoy it. And it's a great example of what partnership can really bring about.
Hi, my name is Jeremy Peaches and I'm a farmer. And we're farming here in Roche, Texas at Green Acres Farm, just 30 minutes south of Houston. The mission of Fresh Life Organic is to produce affordable and healthy vegetables for Texas families. We farm at about 45 different locations. At Fresh Life Organic, we love to grow radishes for schools. We love to grow leafy greens for schools. We love to grow eggplant from schools, and also cucumbers and squash. Things I love about growing radishes is the time. It takes about 20 to 30 days to be able to grow. And there's so many varieties. You have peppery radishes, you have sweet radishes. They're so colorful. So radishes, I just love them. Thanks for supporting local farmers this Farm to School month, and whenever you can, we appreciate you.
That was amazing. It is through continued support and relationships built with school districts like y'all's that will give your farmers the opportunity to create things like this, because they are very proud of what they do. And engaging with their school districts really is at the heart of what they want to do, is grow good food for our communities. And that starts with our kids. Here at the Common Market, we are very proud to align ourselves with an amazing network of farmers, collaborative partners, and school districts just like yours. And we are really, really, really stoked about this video. I just can't say enough. Jeremy is fantastic. Shout out to Fresh Life Organics. We would really love to be able to continue to create this kind of impactful media for your school district. And we can with those developed relationships. Now we would love to take an opportunity. If you guys have any questions or any comments or would like to know anything about, anything you've heard today, please feel free to unmute. Caitlin, our media guru, is going to be moderating the chat box, and she will be making sure that, it doesn't fall into collapse chaos. But this would be a great time to chime in if you had anything to add or anything to ask.
Thank you, Margo. That was wonderful. Shannon chimes in and says, amazing video. Thank you, Shannon. Okay, don't be shy. Any questions? Any questions to hear from you guys?
Margaret, I have a question. Well, first of all, thank you so much for all the amazing work y'all do. It's been a pleasure working with y'all last year. We started something very small and it's grown. It went from 10, 15 families to 50. So, and it's only getting bigger. So that's really my question is, I guess I can go ahead and email and we'll touch base. We're looking at starting in October, and then I'm working on numbers and stuff like that to see how many we're gonna need. So do I'll just make contact with you and we can set up dates and stuff. Will you put your information on the chat? Because I know I was dealing with Imani before.
Yes, Marissa, and just to a little bit of clarity, Marissa is one of our school district partners here in A-Leaf ISD here in Houston, Texas, who is one of our examples of a really innovative and cool collaboration with an outside nonprofit organization that has brought families that are now waitlisting to be a part of this particular program that involves our farm fresh boxes. And so, Marissa, my contact information will be at the end of this. Feel free to message or call me, and girl, I'll get with you. Don't worry, I'll call you.
All right, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Erica would like a new farmer packet. I'm assuming she means farmer profiles. Erica, we know you're a longtime partner. We'd be happy to get you a fresh set of farmer profiles and get you set up for the new school year for sure. Any other questions from anyone in the crowd? I know, Margo, that maybe the new folks who are joining us that maybe are getting into local procurement or farm to school for the first time. And I know a pretty common question amongst our partners are how do deliveries work? Is every school qualified to receive a local delivery? You want to talk through that for just a sec?
Absolutely, and that's a really great question. As I said before, we are focused as a wholesaler, and we are the intermediary between the farms themselves and the end client or the school district. Excuse me. And so our purpose is to have our refrigerated box trucks pick up the produce from the farms, bring it to our facilities for safety inspection and quality control, and then deliver that to the site. And the site can be any kind of site, big or small. There is no loading dock or lift or any type of special requirements needed, except we prefer pavement. If we can get pavement, that would be great. Other than that, our trucks have a lift gate. They are refrigerated. Our food comes packed on pallets. It is a very standard delivery process, very similar to what you would expect from any type of other delivery, like a broadline delivery or anything like that. It would just come in as normal as possible. But the only thing that's different about us is we have some of the best drivers ever. You see one of our guys in a green shirt, give them a smile because they're stupendous. So we have the ability to make sure that food arrives fresh to any type of site or location, and we are able to get that food off of our trucks and into that location very easily.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. I may have interrupted. I think there's some others that want to come off mute. Feel free to do so.
Hi, this is Sue. Sue Beckwith from the Texas Center for Local Food. Hello, everyone. We're a nonprofit here in Elgin, Texas, outside Austin. We worked throughout the pandemic with the Common Market and Elgin ISD, where we run an after-school program for local food education, farm tours, that sort of thing. And just for any of you on the call who are, at all anxious or hesitant to reach out to the Common Market staff, I just want to give a shout out to them. They are flexible, they are kind, they are clear and able to deliver. So I just want to kind of chip in and just say thanks to everybody at the Common Market, and y'all give them a call.
Sue, thank you so much. Sue Beckwith, you are a monumentous champion when it comes to bringing local food to education, not just to the cafeterias. We are so appreciative for your support and for the partnerships that we have been able to be involved in. And we are just looking to move headfirst into the future with you. Thank you so much. If there's any other questions that you guys might have, feel free to add them in the chat. And as I mentioned before, we will have our contact information posted at the end of this, and we will be happy to follow up with any more conversations that you have.
All right, I think that's the end of it. Yes, we're definitely interested in keeping in touch with everybody. So definitely don't be shy. Thanks for your questions and for your input.
We just wanted to thank everyone for taking their time. Thank you for some of those great testimonials that we got from the people that we've had the pleasure of working with. We did wrap a little bit early. I hope you guys enjoy a little bit of flex time between meetings. Get a 5, step out into the sunshine if you have it in your region. We do have our website up here. And as Margaret mentioned in the beginning, we will be sending out the recording of this to everyone who is registered's email. And we would be totally happy for you to pass it along to anyone you might feel that would like to see this information presented. Please check out our website for more information, www.thecommonmarket.org. My email is margo@thecommonmarket.org. And if you have a moment, check out our social media. We have some really cool pictures from all of our regions about just the impact that this movement has had and what sustainability and what local procurement can do for your school and your community. We are on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Common Market, at Common Market SE, and at Common Market TX. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope to hear from you and keep in touch soon. Our email boxes are always open, and I wish you very green kale and red delicious apples. I hope all of you have a wonderful start to this school year. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.